And welcome back to Daily Wrap. Let's read some of your viewer comments. This should get interesting. First up, we have a question from Jason about Speaker Boehner. He asks, is it true the DNC and the Vatican are reportedly in talks aimed at hiring the Pope to make more Republicans cry and resign? Wow, no love for Boehner.
Nice. Okay, we also have some comments on Donald Trump, shocking. And Fox News, Randall says, geez, I heard that Megyn Kelly and Lowry over at Fox News have degenerated to the point where nowadays they discuss a candidate's genitals. Kind of sleazy, huh? Good thing I stopped watching those guys and started watching you guys at Newsmax TV. He's referring to, of course, Rich Lowry's comment on the Kelly file the other night.
And no suspension coming for Rich Lowry?
No, I haven't heard another word about it. I have heard a rumor that Fox is not thrilled that he said that.
Oh, yeah, that was reported in several.
We may not see Rich on TV for a little while.
Yeah, it won't be an official suspension because if they suspend Lowry, then that's acquiescing to Trump, who's saying that they should apologize or do something. But quietly, you probably won't see Rich Lowry on Fox for the next 10 to 12 days, we'll call it. Anyway, Aaron says when Charles Krauthammer criticizes Donald Trump, he is criticizing all the people who support Trump as well.
Milton says, I used to love Fox News until they started attacking Trump all day, every day. I just got so sick and tired of it that I'm not watching anymore. So I guess I'm boycotting Fox too. My new favorite thing is the Daily Wrap. You're a good man.
And we appreciate that,
but
I want to make something clear. We're not going to be here and kiss Trump's tushy.
Well,
all right?
We don't do that. And you know, it's funny. You and I have been watching a particular tweeter.
Yeah.
And getting a kick out of it because apparently she wants to see television where everybody agrees on everything that she agrees with.
Bobblehead echo chamber.
I don't know how to tell you this, my friend, but you'd be really bored if we all sat here and just agreed. So, you know, read a book.
I've said it 1,000 times. We go issue to issue. If Trump screws up, we're going to tell you about it. If he's doing well, we'll tell you about it. What we won't do is what Savannah Guthrie did, which is, hey, you're down 8 points in the CNN poll when the NBC poll had about 7.
Never mind the NBC poll where I work.
Right. So we will be fair, but don't expect us to just be rah-rah Trump all the time. We're going to call it like we see him. Anyway, Steven says, Trump all the way. Fox wants Jebby Boy, Jeb Bush. No way does this country need a third Bush. What do you think about this, Noah and Carrie? Do you think the name brand will ultimately destroy Jeb Bush? Or is it already where people just can't get past the point where Bush, no, it didn't work out with 41, 43 didn't end well?
This was lack of preparation as far as the Bush campaign was concerned. He knew very well what he was going to go up against, not just as far as George W. Bush was concerned, but also his father. And because the Jeb Bush campaign didn't prepare for it, he is having a very tough time with a lot of the questions, whether it's the Iraq War or if it was even with the Gulf War, as far as George W. Bush was concerned.
No, I always got that feeling that he's not running against ultimately a Hillary Clinton or a Donald Trump. He's running against George W. Bush and his dad to a certain extent.
There's some truth to that, although I got to tell you, I think you judge people by who they are. I've never held his family against him. At the same time, I have to agree with Kerry. He's run just a perfectly awful campaign, much to my surprise.
You know, conservatives have a lot of frustrations with Jeb Bush, and it's not entirely based on his name. He started running in this race against conservatism. He said in 2012 that he was frustrated with his party, very ashamed of the label conservative. He went into this race saying he wanted to lose the primary to win the general, an oblique reference to the fact that he would have to move too far to the left to appease a base of conservatives who are just unappeasable. Frankly, I have a little bit of sympathy for that argument because I think there are elements of this base that are unappeasable. But Jeb Bush has been forced to run a very different campaign than I think he started running because he encountered a lot of resistance, and that shows a little bit of nimbleness on his part. So some sympathy for that.
To finish off that topic, Ray says Joe Concha got it right the other night when he said the reason Trump gets so many votes in the polls is because the media is against him.
Of course.
I guess that's you got it right.
I concur. Not the first time. Scott has a comment on the Pope, saying the Pope said that we should not repeat our mistakes on immigration that we have made in the past. I would like to know how I would be treated if I snuck over the wall of the Vatican. Not with open arms, I'm sure. Does he have a point, Carrie?
Well, you know what, as far as I'm concerned, you know, what you have with the Pope is he's from Argentina. They're not taking any refugees either. So he's going to be dealing with a lot of people calling him a hypocrite as far as his immigration stance is concerned.
Well, but actually, he's not in charge of the government in Argentina. So, I don't know why they'd bother him over that.
He's putting his views out
Nope,
there.
there is no wall in the Vatican. You can drive right in.
That's right.
You can. I've been there. It's true.
It's
That's
borderless.
right.
And if you ever actually tour the Vatican,
have, yeah.
you got to
But
get a
if you're
tour
a
guide.
woman, you
gotta
better
get
be
a tour
married to a
guide.
Swiss guard.
True.
That's
Anyway,
right.
as the Pope's historic visit to the United States continues to dominate the headlines, more and more Americans are asking, who is Pope Francis? What's the backstory? Well, Newsmax, we have you covered. Learn more about Pope Francis and his humble rise to the Vatican in the book, Francis, A Pope for Our Time. Get this special offer right now at newsmax.com/pope. That's newsmax.com/pope, or call 1-800-203-7047, 1-800-203-7047. Up next, it's happy time. It's Friday. It's time for Yay or Nay. This is the Daily Wrap.